why Carsten Borchert is joining us right now. Carsten is the CEO of SciFlow. That's a startup based here in Berlin. SciFlow is this year's winner of CONTENTshift, which is the accelerator of the German Booksellers Association. Carsten is the co-founder and the managing director, as I said, and SciFlow is a text editor and a workflow tool for students, researchers, and their institutions. He holds a PhD in business administration from a place which is difficult to pronounce even for a German guy, which is Otto von Guericke University in Magdeburg, which is a little bit west of Berlin. Before SciFlow, Carsten worked in the IT industry as a software quality engineer at Bertelsmann and as an account manager at Oracle. So Carsten, tell us, what is SciFlow and what are you after?
Yeah, thank you, Sven, and thanks for having me. I'm gonna put off my camera so that you can see my slides a bit bigger. Share my screen with you. Okay, perfect. So yeah, hi everybody, and thanks for having me. I'm pleased to tell you about our startup, SciFlow, which won the Startup Award from the Frankfurt Book Fair this year. And to put it in a nutshell, SciFlow is basically like a Google Docs for academia and authoring writing tool. And what we're trying to achieve at SciFlow is helping researchers to focus on what is important to them, their research. So, yeah, still, so I accomplished it here. So I wrote my PhD thesis a couple of years back. So I know a bit about the hassle when it comes to publishing, and what we're really trying to do at SciFlow, and what is important for our startup, is to focus on those actual problems that exist today that researchers have when it comes to writing. And there was a study in 2019, not like 10 or 20 years ago, but 2019, that says formatting a paper as journal article takes up to 2 days still. So formatting in academia, still frustrating. And that accounts for if you're a student and writing your thesis, or if you're a researcher and write a paper. And also collaboration can be quite complicated. So the common workflow we found is that you send around your Word documents via email, and as the deadline approaches, that might be a little bit tricky. Of course, Google Docs would be an option. It is for some German institutions, but officially most institutions forbid it, but researchers in the end still do it because of the lack of a compliant alternative. And also the reuse of manuscripts can be quite restrictive in the sense that if you write something in Word for a certain journal and you wanna submit it somewhere else, or do a preprint or do a postprint within your library repository, you have to do the whole formatting again and have to find out what are the author guidelines for that. So introducing SciFlow. There's no installation necessary. It runs in a browser, and you can start writing with your co-authors right away. Just have to invite them. The references you collected previously with EndNote or with Zotero can be imported or just connected to SciFlow. And yeah, when it comes to data privacy, SciFlow ticks the boxes. To put it in short, so our business model is not data, it's software. And I think this is why, at least in Germany, so for now in German, universities show great interest in SciFlow because it's a pragmatic way that their researchers can work together. But probably best thing is that the text that is written in SciFlow can be exported in any kind of style. So for students, they can export it in a formatted PDF, and researchers can export it in the desired journal style. Today, I was asked to give a pitch about SciFlow. That means it will be rather short, like another 5 minutes or so. But I don't want to spend too much time focusing on the business side, but rather talk a bit about more the publishing workflows. And For today, I brought 2 examples I would like to share with you. The first is actually my PhD thesis. Yeah, on the left, you see it how it looks in the library today. I published my thesis open access in the library, and of course, I'm very proud of my PhD thesis. But yeah, to be honest, it doesn't look very appealing, and probably not so many people have read it actually. And on the right-hand side, you can see my PhD thesis with SciFlow technology, and it's full HTML, it's mobile, it's visually more appealing, and probably it's what you would expect from a state-of-art publication. And this is a project we've been doing with the Ministry of Education and Research in Germany, and it's called OpenD. And the second example I'd like to show you, actually it's the first time that I'm talking in public about it, is with the Bibliotheca Hertziana in Rome, and they are part of the Max Planck Gesellschaft. And they had the desire to do their own publications. Of course, the researchers still doing their publications with the publishers, but I also had the desire that they want to do their own publications and wanted to establish a fully digital workflow for that. So what we did with them is that, of course, we provided them with the SciFlow text editor, and they actually not just use it for authoring, but also in collaboration with the local editor within the Bibliotheca Hertziana. And so that they have a joint platform they can work on. And the second thing that they wanted to do is not export in a PDF or in a Word file, but they wanted to have the JATS XML export. That's a certain XML style that allows them to do interactive presentation with an open software tool that calls LensReader. So from text in SciFlow to interactive presentation within the LensReader on their website, it's basically, I simplified it, just one click. And of course, this I think it will be very helpful for them as soon as it's launched. So we just did the first stage where we provide the JATS XML export, and they can have it for their internal preview and review workflows. All right. Yeah, moving on to my last slide, actually. So I want to talk a bit more where we are going, actually, with SciFlow. And as you see on that slide, there are a lot of icons. I talked a bit about the writing and very lean publishing workflows today. But the real essence from SciFlow lies actually underneath. So we store the data, the text, in an open semantic HTML format that allows us to do a lot of extra services on that. So for example, if we store text data in HTML to create JATS XML, that's not so much effort anymore. Or to integrate a language checker, which we will do roll out this year, it's also not that hard, actually. So what we envision actually with that slide is not to disrupt the industry, no, but this is what we, as I said, focus on is to solve actually problems researchers, students, and their institutions face today, and make it a bit more easy for them to get their work published. And just one example, how we connect to the existing world. So if we wanted to disrupt, we would have said, or if we had the goal to disrupt the industry, would have said, okay, we don't allow any other publisher templates within SciFlow, so that you have to publish with SciFlow. No, this is not what we are trying to achieve. We rather focus on being a technology provider that simplifies for students and researchers and connect to the existing world by providing templates from the existing and well-known and respected impactful journals from big publishers, of course. Yeah, that's basically the the things I wanted to share with you today. If you want to try out SciFlow, you can do that for free for researchers and students. Just go to our homepage, sciflow.net, and sign up there for free. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carsten. That was an interesting and short and crisp insight in an innovative and I would say not disruptive idea here and application. Jody is asking you, are there any costs associated with this? And if so, what is it?
So as I said, it's free for researchers and students. And what we do is we work with institutions, with universities, and especially in Germany, where we are focused on now, we are working with research libraries within the institutions and have basically additional premium services for them. So it would be, for example, premium support, customized templates, or teasers templates we would provide to the institution, and price differs between the size of the institution. Starts with around 8,000 per year and goes up to 40,000 per year based on the size.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that question. Are there any other questions for Carsten from the audience? Otherwise, I have one left, even though I know SciFlow quite well. Carsten, in the innovation process that you are in right now, you were talking about focusing on the German language market right now, I guess for pragmatic reasons. Do you see a different acceptance, basically, of innovation in different markets? Did you already have a look at markets like Switzerland, Austria, France, the US, whatever? And why did you choose to start in your home market?
So why we choose to start in the home market for obvious pragmatic reasons, because we are located in Berlin, and it was, especially in the beginning, a lot easier to get feedback from local researchers. So we are a startup from the University of Magdeburg and Freie Universität Berlin, and talked in the beginning to a lot of researchers about the actual problems they're facing. In terms of where we go next, what region, we didn't decide it yet, to be honest. There are a couple of options, possibilities we are looking at. I have a slight, I have an opinion in terms of that, and it, I think the global South, so to speak, would be interesting for us, since English is not their mother tongue, first language in some countries there, and the need and the desire to get impact within the academic system worldwide is a little bit higher.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions for Carsten? Otherwise, you have seen where you can reach him, how you can reach him, and we don't want to. There's a question. So Jody is saying she's actually working with a colleague outside of her on an article, and they are using Google Docs. So a good idea to explore this as an alternative. Right. Now you are up against significant competition, I see, but that's good. That's good for innovation. So I would say that, first of all, thank you very much, Carsten, for joining us today and for giving us an insight into SciFlow. I think we should now